The Nile River, often hailed as the father of African rivers, has been the lifeblood of Egypt for millennia. Its annual floods, predictable and life-giving, transformed the arid landscape into fertile land, giving rise to one of the world's oldest civilizations. For centuries, the Nile has dictated the rhythm of life in Egypt, shaping its agriculture, culture, and very identity. Ancient Egyptians revered the river as a deity, recognizing its indispensable role in their survival and prosperity. The Nile's significance to Egypt extends far beyond its historical context. Today, it remains the country's primary source of freshwater, supplying over 90% of its water needs. The river sustains Egypt's large and growing population, currently exceeding 100 million, providing water for drinking, agriculture, and industry. Its fertile banks are home to the majority of Egypt's agricultural land, producing essential crops that feed its people and support its economy. The Nile's importance to Egypt is not merely a matter of resource management, but a matter of national security. Its waters are vital for the country's social and economic well-being, and any disruption to its flow could have severe consequences. This reliance on a single source of water, however, has become a growing concern for Egypt, particularly with the emergence of upstream development projects, most notably the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD. The Nile River, a symbol of resilience and life, now faces unprecedented challenges. As the demand for water in the Nile Basin grows, so too does the urgency for cooperation and equitable water sharing among the riparian states. The future of Egypt, a nation inextricably linked to its ancient river, hinges on finding sustainable solutions that ensure the Nile's waters continue to nourish its people and its future. Thousands of miles upstream from Egypt lies the source of the Blue Nile in the Ethiopian highlands. Here stands the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD. Set to be Africa's largest hydroelectric dam, it symbolizes Ethiopia's ambition. With a capacity of over 6,000 megawatts, it aims to revolutionize Ethiopia's energy sector. The GERD also holds potential to transform Ethiopia's agriculture. However, its construction raises concerns for downstream countries, especially Egypt. While the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, holds immense promise for Ethiopia's development, its construction has cast a long shadow of concern over Egypt, a nation whose very existence is intertwined with the Nile River. The primary source of anxiety lies in the potential impact of the dam's filling and operation on Egypt's already strained water resources. The most immediate concern for Egypt revolves around the filling of the GERD's massive reservoir. The process, which will require billions of cubic meters of water from the Blue Nile, could significantly reduce the river's flow downstream during the filling period. This reduction, depending on its duration and magnitude, could have severe consequences for Egypt, impacting water availability for agriculture, industry, and domestic use, potentially affecting millions of Egyptians. Beyond the initial filling phase, Egypt harbors long-term concerns about the GERD's operational rules and their impact on the Nile's flow. The agreement governing the dam's operation, particularly regarding the release of water during drought periods, remains a point of contention between Ethiopia, Egypt, and Sudan. Egypt fears that the dam's operation, if not managed collaboratively and transparently, could lead to a permanent reduction in its water share, exacerbating its existing water scarcity challenges. The potential economic implications of the GERD on Egypt are significant. Reduced water availability could lead to decreased agricultural production, impacting food security and farmer livelihoods. Industrial activities reliant on the Nile's water could also face disruptions, affecting economic output and employment. The specter of water scarcity looms large, threatening Egypt's economic stability and the well-being of its citizens. Navigating scarcity: Egypt's multi-pronged approach to water management. Facing the looming uncertainty surrounding the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and the ever-present challenge of water scarcity, Egypt has embarked on a multi-pronged strategy to safeguard its precious water resources and secure its water future. This comprehensive approach encompasses a range of measures aimed at optimizing water use, exploring alternative water sources, and fostering regional cooperation. At the heart of Egypt's water management strategy lies a strong emphasis on improving water use efficiency. Recognizing the need to make every drop count, the government has implemented policies to modernize irrigation systems, transitioning from traditional flood irrigation to more efficient methods like drip and sprinkler irrigation. These efforts aim to reduce water losses, due to evaporation and seepage, maximizing the use of available water resources. In addition to enhancing existing water infrastructure, Egypt is actively exploring alternative water sources to reduce its reliance on the Nile River. Desalination, the process of removing salt from seawater, has emerged as a promising solution, particularly for coastal communities. Egypt has invested in large-scale desalination plants along its Mediterranean and Red Sea coastlines, augmenting its freshwater supplies. Recognizing that water scarcity is not merely a technical challenge but a societal one, Egypt has launched awareness campaigns to educate its citizens about the importance of water conservation. These initiatives aim to instill a culture of water responsibility among Egyptians, encouraging them to adopt water-saving practices in their homes, businesses, and daily lives. Beyond the riverbanks' water scarcity's impact on Egypt's agriculture and urban landscape, the Nile River's dwindling flow, exacerbated by factors like climate change and upstream dam projects, casts a long shadow over Egypt's agricultural heartland. The fertile Nile Delta, once a breadbasket for the nation, now faces the encroaching threat of saltwater intrusion as reduced freshwater flow from the Nile allows seawater to seep into underground aquifers, rendering them unusable for irrigation and threatening crop yields. Egypt's urban centers, home to a rapidly growing population, are also grappling with the consequences of water scarcity. As demand outstrips supply, cities like Cairo and Alexandria face increasing challenges in providing adequate water for their residents. Water rationing, particularly during peak seasons, has become a recurring theme, disrupting daily life and highlighting the precarious balance between water availability and consumption. The strain on water resources is also evident in Egypt's energy sector, which relies heavily on hydroelectric power generated from the Aswan High Dam. Reduced water flow in the Nile translates to lower water levels in Lake Nasser, the dam's reservoir, impacting its power generation capacity. This situation underscores the interconnectedness of water, energy, and food security, highlighting the cascading effects of water scarcity on various sectors of the Egyptian economy. Water scarcity poses a formidable challenge to Egypt's sustainable development aspirations, threatening its economic progress, social stability, and environmental well-being. Addressing this challenge requires a multifaceted approach, encompassing technological solutions, policy reforms, and a collective commitment to responsible water management.